In the world of fast fashion, there are few household names: Zara, Gucci, H&M, etc. But there is a lesser-known household name that is still quite popular, especially among young people. The name of that brand is Forever 21. As the name suggests, Forever 21 designs clothes that keep its users looking chic and young. The name, Forever 21, was chosen because of its founder, Chang, believed that 21 was the most enviable age. Even though Forever 21 is renowned for selling quality fast fashion apparel at good prices, the company is even more remarkable for how it was founded. Forever 21 is truly a fairy tale company, built on the wildest dreams of a hardworking young man and his wife. The couple was born in Korea with little to their name. Growing up, they had to strive to make ends meet. They worked several jobs in their home country. One day, they were fed up. They had big dreams that they wouldn't be able to achieve in their country. With that realization, the couple set out to find greener pastures. Thankfully, they had heard of the American dream. Even though Don Juan had very little education, he came to America with the certainty that he would make it. He knew that he was a hard worker who built an incredible work ethic while working for numerous coffee shops in Korea. Unsurprisingly, he landed in America and started working at coffee shops again. The one thing that didn't change after he moved to America was his desire to become rich. Soon, he realized that coffee couldn't take him there, and so he had to switch careers. He turned out to be right. That career switch was what he needed. Combined with his incredible work ethic, he soon made more money than he could ever dream of. Chang was born on the 20th of March, 1954, in South Korea, in the little village of Myeongdong, Seoul, South Korea. He grew up with little in life. His education stopped at the high school level. He grew up working in coffee shops, probably because of the fees. He married Jin Suk, and together they worked menial jobs. They dreamed of greener pastures, and where better to go than America. The couple migrated to the United States in 1981. They came along with their incredible work ethic. As soon as they landed in Los Angeles, they both got employed. They started working 19 hours a day. Only 22, Don Juan started at a coffee shop where he made around $3 per hour, while he worked another job at a gas station in the evenings. But for Juan, that wasn't enough. He added a side business that he worked at until midnight while his wife would work at her hairdressing job. All that hard work was sure to pay off. Within 3 years of immigrating to the US, the couple had already saved $11,000. Around this time, Juan would soon discover an idea that would change their lives forever. After 3 years working in the United States, Chang noticed that the individuals who drove the best cars were in the fashion business. That was Chang's call to enter the fashion industry. Now, Chang wasn't exactly passionate about fashion, he was more passionate about the cash. However, he would show that with enough hard work, he could do it. Chang had little education and little cash, so making it big in the fashion business was always going to be a tall order. But Chang showed within a few years that he was the stuff of entrepreneurs. He started by opening what would be their first family store in Highland Park, Los Angeles in 1984. The store was 900 square feet, and it was called Fashion 21. 21 because Juan believed that it was the most enviable age. In the initial stages, they targeted young Korean American women. Soon, it became very popular among young women in America. The first year was shocking to the founders. They made a whopping $700,000 in sales. Interestingly, the business model at the time was very simple. They bought clothes directly from the manufacturers and sold them at their favorable discounts. For the founders, the shock would continue as the second year, they started opening a new store every 6 months. The company soon changed its name to Forever 21, as its rapid success continued for several years. By 1989, they opened their first mall store in Panorama City, California. With time, Forever 21 started selling menswear. This was as the company continued to expand locally and internationally. Over the next 2 decades, the company's lightning-quick expansion would continue. The company would boast 200 stores by 2008. Unfortunately, the company's first major setback was only a year away. 2009 came with a global recession that sent many companies stumbling. Sadly for Forever 21, they were not immune. Thanks to the recession, they had to cut several workers and 7 stores. Chang, however, wasn't a man to be held down for long. He bounced back stronger from the recession, and by 2013, Forever 21 had over 400 stores worldwide. The company also recorded a revenue of $3.7 billion in 2013. The company's sales reached a record high of $4.4 billion worldwide. By 2017, the company generated a total of $3.4 billion in revenue. They were now among the top dogs of the fast fashion industry. Sadly, things started to go downhill fast. Towards the end of 2018, the company was facing intense competition from fashion retailers like H&M, Zara, etc. That was also around the time that e-commerce stores were booming. All of this led to a sharp drop in sales for Forever 21. Soon, Doo-won and his wife were losing a lot of money. By July 2019, they both dropped from the world's billionaire list as each founder saw their net worth drop to $800 million. This was happening as the company recorded a 32% decline in all global sales. Forever 21 was broke and was soon going bankrupt. Doo-won wasn't interested in seeing his dream company die, so he was going to do all that he could to stop that from happening, even if that meant making huge sacrifices. And that's exactly what Doo-won did. He made painful sacrifices. The first thing he did was to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Filing for bankruptcy meant that the company had to shut down operations in 40 countries. It also closed the majority of its international stores, alongside 178 stores in the US. The company planned to put all of its efforts into the parts of the business operations that were still profitable in the USA and Latin America. As the company's vice president said, the move was an important and necessary step to secure the future of our company, which will enable us to reorganize our business and reposition Forever 21. By the end of October, the company had closed all its stores in Japan. A month later, the company had closed all of its Canadian stores. The company wanted to shift to a business model where mall operators and landlords would have more ownership in the business. Sadly, filing for bankruptcy was not enough to get Forever 21 out of the deep hole it had fallen into. Doo-won was still bent on repositioning his company for growth. However, he was beginning to see the difficulty of that. The business had always been family-owned. Since its inception, the family held ownership of the business tightly, passing up numerous great opportunities to go public over the years. Now that the company was in a jam, Doo-won was now considering a situation where Forever 21 would survive, but without the family at the helm. This must have been a very crushing position for Doo-won to have been in. After migrating from Korea, working extremely hard, and striking extraordinary success, Doo-won was now about to give away that dream. Otherwise, the dream would die. On the 2nd of February, 2020, Forever 21 announced that it was selling all its assets to a group of mall operators, which included Simon Property Group, Brookfield Properties, and Authentic Brands Group. Following the purchase of the company, Forever 21 was expanded even further into Latin America. The story of Forever 21 and its founders is one of the most inspirational startup stories ever. It shows the dedication and hard work needed to bring big dreams to reality. Before they arrived in America, the couple already had challenges. First of all, they were poor. They didn't have a college education. This made life hard enough in their home country. On getting to the US, they knew that their challenges were about to increase. As soon as they arrived, they started working multiple jobs. But more importantly, they didn't let go of the dream. Doo-won didn't want to serve coffee all of his life. He wanted to be rich. And for a man like him, that was always going to be difficult. But Doo-won showed that with enough hard work and determination, no dream was too difficult to achieve. For Chang, watching the possibility of his company closing was very difficult. To save it, Chang chose to do the most difficult thing. He sold his dream that he built with over 30 years of hard work, sweat, and sacrifice. And for that sacrifice, many people can enjoy Forever 21 fashion designs even after the departure of the owners. For more inspiring stories about people whose drive and determination led them to change the world, then make sure you subscribe to our channel and leave a like and comment down below.